Alright, hey everyone, it is Umber Rays here today, trying this video for maybe about the 10,000th time over the last little bit. Global. Finally time. It's happened. It is over. So yeah, the global version has come to an end now, or I'm not 100% sure on where time zone wise we are, but I think at this point, it is done and over. And I'm making this video first off to say, hey, thanks everybody for playing along the game with us. Not just me, but every other content creator out there. I want to say thanks to the people who have been supportive of me and playing this game for the last X number of years and everything like that. And also just that the community members, a lot of them fantastic. Love you guys and gals a ton. Thanks for all your help, for all the people you've been helping. Of course, we did have, I think, a good number of global players come over to the JP side, start playing, and they've been doing pretty well over here. Hasn't been that difficult. I mean, my Discord does have a good bunch of support. People are looking for it. They want to keep playing the game on the JP side. More than welcome to still. But yeah, I've been trying to get something ready for the sake of this video. And for those of you who don't know, and those of you who do know, I used to play the original FFB for many a year, where I started off making content. That's where a lot of people got to know me and everything like that. But at some point, it just became impossible to play on PC because of the way my account was linked on And app for the JP side PC version, and the fact that emulators just freaking hate me when I'm trying to play this game. But I did kind of get a workaround going, so here it is. For the sake of this video, that's right. You may say, hey, Umbro, why can't you just do something about this? Well, as it turns out, for whatever reason, when I've been trying to set this up, I even tried to set up And app very recently a couple of times. And I've had this issue where the app just force closes itself. It doesn't matter what I do. I think it's actually just bugged on the part of Gumi. And I just am tired of it at this point. So yeah, it's a little bit weird of trying to have gotten this game like any kind of preview. And even right now, there's the weirdest thing is that I cannot get this app to run on emulator if it shifts. So I had to do something a little weird, which is, oh wait, it didn't. Wait. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. What was supposed to happen was that. But technology has absolutely just been despising me lately. So boom, boom. It's actually still rotated to like that way. So I actually can't see it that well. I'm going to be playing it on here. But yeah, this was the original game back in the day, and boy oh boy did we play a good lot of it for a bunch of years. And I figured, what better way to deal with the end of WOTV than to talk about another game that's also been dead for a good long time, and make do on a promise long forgotten, maybe by some, but I have not forgotten, and I will not be skimping on this. It's just had to wait for the right day, and it turns out that it was like 4 or 5 years later or whatever. Started with FFB. I mean, like, essentially I was looking for a Final Fantasy game that was new at the time, that was, maybe somewhere to break into, and I think I did do a pretty good job breaking into it. It did help. I think that, like, with a lot of new games where the JP side and the English side are at the exact same time, there's less space to be unique and original nowadays. There's just so many content creators out there also with the advent of AI right now, being a content creator is kind of crappy. Like, I don't like anything about, I don't like a lot of things about being a content creator right now, where it's like, you gotta make some kind of thumbnail with you going, looking like you're like the most shocked person in the world. It's definitely not my favorite thing about doing this kind of stuff. Like, I got into this just to basically help people and do like, so just be helpful and help people understand about the game and try and give advice. And maybe it wasn't always the best advice. Definitely made more than my fair share of mistakes about like what characters I thought were going to be good. I even remember my first mistake ever in WOTV, which was, or in FFB, which was, I was an early player, and who was the person? It was like the original, like Reddit master or whatever. It was like Nazda? Was it Nazda? I think it was Nazda. The Orlando banner came out, and I wanted Agrius. I didn't really care about Orlando. And it was like, hey, did a poll, came out a rainbow, and I got Orlando. And I was like, I went online and complained about it, and was like, I really wanted Agrius. And at the time, it wasn't that I was trying to be an asshole or anything like that. That came naturally later. But no, what I wanted to do was, I just wanted to be like, I really wanted like the lower rarity character. And yeah, it turns out Orlando was absolutely fantastic, and that was the better thing to go with, kind of. So yeah, it's not the most graceful entrance. And then after that, I started to stream and make videos on it. It was rough. It was weird. It was trying to like get subscribers and whatnot at the time, and picking up on Twitch and learning how to do like videos and my own video style and whatnot. It was a lot to onboard and learn back when this all started. But actually, like, now I'm pretty good at making videos. I still am doing the same style that I was. God, a white crystal has been forever. But yeah, like, this is, and still is, a pretty big part of the history for me of like where I picked up skills and whatnot. And that was something I could discuss with other people at the time and whatnot. And FFB does still have a certain charm to it. Like, I do think the low, like, it is a little bit of a perfect balance back when it came out of being like a little bit nostalgic, but a little bit new. Its development costs being relatively low so that it could do fairly rapid updates. Like, it struck a good balance between looking pretty good and doing its own stuff. But then it, you know, over the time, it just became more frustrating with Neovisions and crystals and like dupes and all of this stuff. Like, it ruined a lot of people's experience over the years, where people definitely found their breaking point with these type of games about how much they were able to put up with. And then you look at like today's gacha field, where it's like, oh my god, it has to be the most ridiculously competitive market you've ever seen and all that. Like, it's just so different nowadays with launching gacha, with how big and competitive that play area has gotten. Okay, so first, I mean, I actually hope I have enough to do this. And again, I'm looking at it sideways. It's really weird. I have to look over at my other screen to see where it is. Okay, all right. If we do this and go here and look at all these characters, man, like starting with the original Lightning, it was the original 5-star, and going all the way through the Veritas units, which are in WOTV now, which is good, because you know, if WOTV is gonna like tank and just completely die in the next year or whatever, I really hope, I mean, it's really good that we did get the Veritases in high definition at least one time before the end. And then you go all the way into like where we are now. Like Nebraska was actually the final like original 5-star, at least in terms of the tier, and since then it's all become Neovision. And Garland, Kuja, there were a lot of really great sprites in this game. I love the summon double combo characters. They were really, really cool as well. The character we're looking for was, I think, was one of those end of an era characters, like going back a little bit, because this is my video, I can do whatever I want. Back around here, Lyra, number 908, was such a big thing when she came out, and then she got completely annihilated the next month when there was the update with the better quality characters. Also, they made spirit scaling just way too strong, so live and learn, as this game did, because it's still going this many years later. It's probably longer than I thought. So the character we are looking for, still trying to place exactly where he is. Boy, oh boy, like it's... there we are. Aiko. Another character that came at the end of like an era sort of thing. Alright, so making good finally on this promise of a character review that was like a really, really long time coming. Let's do it. Let's talk about Aiko. Alright, so Aiko, I think that first off, you have to admire the sprite work here. I mean, it is just so good, like the animations and everything, which is what you would expect for this game. Like, Aiko has some absolutely fantastic looking animations from the attack, very reminiscent of the original FF9, which was very cool. Her animation, Terra Homing, is one of the most underappreciated summons in all of Final Fantasy history, which is one of the great things about FFBE, is that it did, from its general cost and development time, allow for some really unique characters and maybe more minor parts of Final Fantasy history to get a little bit more of a spotlight. I mean, even right now, here in 2025, the Magic the Gathering set has yet to acknowledge Medine, so therefore, can't be that good. And just very, very cute animations, I think. So Aiko was also is an interesting spirit scalar damager. By this point in time, however, even though she does have a pretty good range of abilities, I would say that she's falling quite behind the times for modern characters in FFB, where not only are the animations maybe a little bit better and, a little bit more complicated as they try and drive player engagement towards spending more money, but I do think as well that just the power level of characters here in 2025 is slightly better than it was when Aiko originally released. So as such, I'm giving Aiko for design prospects being a solid 10 out of 10. Super great, and really recommend you pick her up for nostalgic purposes, especially if you love FF9 like I do. And fingers crossed that we still get that remake very soon. Now, as that is all being said, as I rate her for current power level, I think I rate her about a C. Maybe a little bit generous there, but I think she's, by today's standards, pretty fallen behind the times. And as such, you shouldn't invest too many resources in her unless you're a super big fan. So there's my review of Aiko in 2025 at the dying moments of both FFB and War of the Visions. So there you go. And, well, let's just take a look here. We got a new version of Bart's. That's pretty cool. There has been a Bart's in War of the Visions, so, I mean, pretty equal as far as I'm concerned. What's this? I don't know what this is. I don't want to click on it. It might show an advertisement that I'm not okay with showing here. What's this? Oh, this is a free pull. Yeah, we'll do a free pull, of course. We'll do a free pull. This must be not anniversary time, because like anniversary time, they always give more rewards. And this new account got like 7,000 lapis, which is nothing. Okay. The other thing I want to shout out is these. I absolutely love the vision cards. The vision cards are some of the best pixel art, pixely-ish art that I've seen in a video game for a while, so it's really, really cool. Oh, this is the, this. Oh my god, animations for like cactars in 2025. And gill snappers. Or gill snappers? Yeah, they gotta be gill snappers, right? Yeah, this is supposed to be a free character you get for starting a new account. I have no idea if it's any good. That's not important. Hey, a blue crystal dropping, man. Reforming into a yellow. Is he gonna reform again? Probably not. Aura, I remember Aura. I remember Wrench Guy, who was not one that I was ever happy to see. Man, seeing a pull like this with no rainbows in it just gets me so nostalgic for this game. Where it's just like, yep, I mean a free pull with absolutely nothing on it. But it couldn't be probably the most nostalgic feelings ever for this game. If I got like something good off it, I'd be like, this isn't the game I remember. Dark visions things and all these coins and currencies, which feels just ridiculous in this day and age of just being like, what even is all of this? Ah, okay, Titus. I'm here just for these. Oh no, that's the level up one. That's not fun. Laguna, okay, 8 and 10. So the next one should be 6. 6, 4, 2. All right, combo breaker. Nickel and a Leviathan. Looks like they're not giving away actual vision cards with the hey, father and son pull. A Neo Vision Plus. Ooh. I did like kind of like the multiple forms of some of the characters. That was always pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if I'm like, wow, such a, I'm like, Huh? Oh, I guess I have 0 of these, or I can't use them anymore. Whatever, man. This account is not long for this. Let's do this. Whatever it is, it doesn't even matter. So yeah, FFB just eventually came to like a point of frustration for me. It was when they did the what was it? The Noctis Neo Vision with the animation, and they did a live stream for it where they announced him, and then afterwards, like a week later, they're like all of a sudden, hey, here's Luna Freya. We didn't announce her at the time, which was bad form on their part, and they even apologized for it. But I was just done with FFB at that point, moved on to WOTV. It has its own issues, but you know, whatever. Hey, Jets by the barrelful. Hey, look at that, FF9. Coolio. Did we get a cool one this time? It's FFBE. I was kind of hoping for some actual Final Fantasy series there. Guess not. Oh yeah, you from the Final Fantasy 15 event. From the movie Kingsglaive. Kingsglaive is not a movie I've watched in a long time. Maybe I should. Maybe it holds up. I just remember that it had like different voice actors from the game, which was really bad. Damn, Freya got a 5-star. Julio. Alright, I feel like I got very little from that, you know? Like this. I mean, we got the resource. We're just gonna roll with it. Hard to tell if this is a good red or a bad red, because I know there are red crystals with actually like sparkly parts on them. Hey, it's orange. This is a very Final Fantasy X focus. See, there's one that's actually really cool with all the typo characters. That's another game I wouldn't mind replaying at some point in the near future. That elf lady, she's like from the OG. Wrestler, it's technically dead or whatever, but you know. And Geel, protect your honor, spender. Yeah, like I don't have any interest in coming back to this game like years later. I can appreciate stuff in it, and nostalgic wise, it's a little bit fun, but I have like zero interest in picking this game back up again. I mean, it's also dead on global, so it doesn't matter. But then, yeah, just coming back, looking at WOTV for a second, and let me just fix things. There we go. Control Z. Thinking about WOTV and the time, and how WOTV has had like a tumultuous history of being just... WOTV never felt like it really was on the upswing. People, when it came out, was like, yes, a new tactics type game, perfect in 3D. And ever since then, it felt like just a comedy of mistakes and errors that pushed the game more and more into obscurity, with less and less people playing, although people did come back for events and whatnot. But now, at the end of all of this here, like... yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty tired at this point. It's been a rough couple last weeks here on the JP side, where it's felt like my characters are just completely outclassed by new stuff that's come around. And just, like, hard-pitying Zack, hard-pitying Karsha, it's just not fun. It really isn't fun to do that anymore. So, yeah, WOTV's almost at the end of its rope for me in terms of goodwill as well. But it was a fun ride through FFB's history, first in FFB and then going to WOTV, where, like, looking back on it now, it was the people in the community and a lot of the devs that did care about what they were making, not the people who were leading this game, who, as far as I'm concerned, yes, I mean, the games have lasted a while. I do think that there was a lot of screw-ups along the way that could have been done much, much better by better leadership, which would have probably kept the game afloat much longer. But, you know, post-COVID, people are getting back out there, game development has picked up, and there's a lot more games out there and a ton of stuff to choose. So, thank you so much for joining me for this video, and see you in the future on this channel as I continue to make different content. Later.